Hello, this is Julia again with Take-5, and I am at the Bethlehem Area Public Library. I work in the services department, and I'm a little too obsessed with graphic novels, so hence why this. So, today we'll be talking about reimagined fairy tales. It's very popular, and for good reason. It's amazing to reimagine Little Red Riding Hood as a werewolf hunter, or like there was a new book that came out recently, The Guinevere Deception. It reimagines the King Arthur fairy tales and kind of changes the narrative. And it's just really fun to imagine. So today we'll be talking about graphic novels who do the same thing. They reimagined fairy tales. So today, Fables and Once Upon a Time. Fables, first off, it's not quite a super old book series, but it did come out like maybe 2002-ish. Still kind of old. But it ended a couple years ago, so you don't have to wait for the next one or anything. They're all done. So we have the first one here. Fables by Bill Willingham, Legends in Exile. So basically this follows the big bad wolf right here and Snow White as they try to wrangle all the fairy tale characters. Basically all of them had to flee their homeland and they all live in New York City now. Well, most of them live in New York City. You live in a town called Fables, and the art style is pretty cool. And it's just kind of a mystery noir sometimes. And for those of you who like the game as much as I do, there is a video game based on the series. It's called The Wolf Among Us. It actually takes place before these, so you don't need to read the comics. They explain it really well, honestly. Wolf Among Us is a mystery noir story. It's really cool. So you play as Big B Wolf, and of course he is here. And yes, that's the name he chose. Big B Wolf. Big Bad Wolf. He's an idiot. He's a really great character, though. You know, think John Constantine, Columbo, that's like a cool little tidbit. So, all these fairy tale characters are trying to survive in New York City, but a lot of them don't want to live in New York City. They want to rule humanity or destroy all the other fairy tale characters. It gets pretty stressful. So the other cool thing about the series is that it takes a lot of old fairy tales that no one's heard of and only super fans would know. So like Boy Blue, he has a little trumpet here. He is a pretty big, well not big, but he's a very minor fairy tale character. So if you're into really obscure fairy tales, this is for you. Although it seems like it's only, Big Bad Wolf, Snow White, there's actually way more. There's one of the three little pigs here, and a flying monkey from Wicked or Wizard of Oz. So you'll see a lot of characters are technically not Brothers Grimm fairy tales, so it's really cool. And the artwork is really awesome. So if you love darker reimagined fairy tales, this is for you. And you can check out the video game. I'm sure many of you have heard this series, Once Upon a Time. Now this comic is called Once Upon a Time Out of the Past. What a long name. But this is a little different because it follows 4 different characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, and is kind of like a self-contained story. You don't need to watch season 5 to understand what's going on here. I would say the only thing you probably would need to understand is the basics. Like season 1, the daughter of Snow White and Prince Charming comes in to save them. So the top left here is Beauty and the Beast, also known as Rumpelstiltskin and Belle. So it's a really cool story. It's like a gorgeous watercolor. Let me grab a picture. Yeah, I really like this artwork. And it's just a self-contained story. You don't need to know anything that's going on beyond that. It's just Beauty and the Beast hanging out, doing whatever. And then top right here is my favorite character, Captain Hook. And it's just about him discovering his brother who's supposed to be dead. So you're like, what's going on? Is he really the brother or is he an illusion? You never know. And now this bottom left character is a little weird. I don't know I originally forgot about him. So do you guys know the Winter Soldier guy who in Marvel? That actor Sebastian Stan played the Mad Hatter in Once Upon a Time season 1. That was when they could afford him. I don't think he's been in the show since. So it basically follows Alice in Wonderland style. So if you like that, that's a good one. And now the bottom right, Regina, the evil queen. And it's just her trying to survive in a town that hates her. Because, you know, she's done so many evil things. So they're all individual stories. So even if you don't like one, there's still 3 other ones that are pretty cool. So I would still recommend watching the show because it is pretty good. And it's fun if you love reimagined fairy tales as much as I do. Yeah, so check this out. You can also check it out. We have the DVDs for all seasons here, so you can also borrow that. So that's it for Take-5 today, Reimagine Fairy Tale. So check these out at any of our locations and pick them up, and we'll see you. Stay safe out there and have a good one.